Welcome to my channel Liberty Old Coin. Today we're diving deep into a small piece of Australian history that holds a surprisingly potent secret, a coin often overlooked but capable of commanding astonishing figures in the right market. First up, let's set the scene. The year is 1978, a period of dynamic change and national pride in Australia, and the Royal Australian Mint was producing millions of circulating coins, including the humble 10-cent piece bearing the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. This specific coin is a tangible artifact of that era, struck from pure copper nickel, featuring the iconic Australian lyrebird design by the revered SC sculptor Stuart Devlin, a symbol of the nation's unique wildlife and artistic heritage. What truly ignites the fascination around this particular date, however, is not its common mintage for circulation, but the existence of exceptional specimens that tell a different story, coins of such pristine quality and rarity that they transcend their face value entirely. The heart of the matter lies in the realm of superior minting techniques. While millions were made for everyday use, a limited number of these 1978 10-cent coins were struck to impeccable proof-like or specimen quality, often for official mint sets or special presentations. These special strikes possess a breathtaking visual signature, immaculate, mirror-like fields contrasted with intensely frosted, sculptural design elements, a finish that captures light and detail in a way a regular coin simply cannot achieve. This extraordinary condition is the first cornerstone of its immense value. Coins are graded on a precise, unforgiving scale, and a perfect or near-perfect grade for a coin of this age and type is exceptionally rare. Next, we must discuss survival. A coin intended for a collector's set, handled with archival care from the moment of its creation, survives in a state that a coin from your pocket change never could, preserving its original, as-struck majesty for decades. The convergence of its historical period, its limited availability in top-tier condition, and its status as a key piece for completists of the Australian decimal series creates a powerful and undeniable demand among serious numismatists. Now, let's address the question of tangible value. To state it plainly, an average, circulated 1978 10-cent coin is indeed worth its face value. But that is not the coin we are examining today. We are speaking exclusively about the elite versions of this coin, those sealed in original mint sets or preserved flawlessly, graded by premier services like PCGS or NGC at the very summit of their scales, such as MS67, MS68, or higher. In these elite grades, the market speaks with compelling force. Historical auction records for the finest known examples of the 1978 10-cent coin have realized prices in the thousands of dollars, a staggering multiplier on its nominal worth. The maximum value achievable is not a static figure but a frontier constantly being tested. For a coin graded at the absolute pinnacle, the peak of preservation, values can confidently reach into the range of $4,000 to $5,000 or even beyond. This is not speculation, it is the documented reality of the high-stakes numismatic marketplace, where rarity and condition are king, and passionate collectors compete to own the definitive examples of a nation's coinage. Therefore, if you possess one of these coins in a pristine, professionally graded state, you are not holding mere small change. You are the custodian of a miniature masterpiece of minting art from the late 20th century. Your next step is absolutely critical. Do not clean it, do not handle it improperly. Seek a professional appraisal from a reputable coin dealer or submit it to a top-tier grading service for authentication and encapsulation. This process will define its true market standing and unlock its potential. That seemingly ordinary 10-cent piece could very well be your ticket to an extraordinary and lucrative discovery. So, examine your collections, look through inherited holdings, and be vigilant. The pursuit of numismatic treasure is a journey of knowledge and patience, and your remarkable find could be waiting, disguised by its humble denomination. The history is in your hands, and its value is waiting to be revealed. Until next time, keep searching, for every coin has a story, but only a select few have a story worth a fortune. Next coin, the 1979 Australian 10-cent piece, bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, is far more than a common piece of currency. It is a specific artifact from a pivotal year in Australian monetary history, a year that presents a compelling narrative for the astute collector and investor. This coin's journey begins not on the production floor of the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, but with a significant logistical shift that would forever define its character and potential scarcity. While the Mint in Canberra was the heart of Australia's coin production, 1979 marked a distinctive chapter for the 10-cent denomination. In this specific year, a substantial portion, indeed the overwhelming majority, of the 10-cent coins intended for general circulation were not struck in the nation's capital. Instead, these coins were produced at the renowned Royal Mint in London, England, to help meet the massive domestic demand for change. This historical detail is not merely a footnote, it is the fundamental bedrock upon which the coin's specialist value is built. The coins struck in London bear a subtle but critically important mint mark, a tiny PL located just above the date on the obverse, or heads side, of the coin. This mint mark stands for Pobjoy Limited, the private mint that actually handled the striking under contract from the Royal Mint. This geographical anomaly immediately creates two distinct populations of the 1979 10-cent coin, the common London/Pobjoy strikes and the vastly scarcer Canberra strikes. The Canberra-minted 1979 10-cent, lacking the PL mint mark, is a genuine rarity in the context of the entire decimal series. Its mintage was exceptionally low compared to the hundreds of millions of coins produced in London that year, making it a true sleeper item, often overlooked by those unaware of this crucial mint mark distinction. For the serious collector assembling a complete date and mint mark set of Australian decimal coinage, the 1979 no mint mark 10-cent is an absolute necessity, a key coin that creates intense, focused demand. Its value is intrinsically tied to its state of preservation. A worn, circulated example of the rare Canberra strike will naturally hold a modest premium. However, the true financial potential is unlocked in mint state condition. Coins that have never been circulated, that retain their full, original luster and exhibit no contact marks, reside in an entirely different valuation stratum. The pursuit of perfection in numismatics is relentless, and this coin is no exception. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC have certified a limited number of these Canberra-minted coins in conditions such as MS66 and MS67. In these elite grades, the market dynamics shift dramatically. We are no longer discussing a coin of face value, but a numismatic specimen whose price is dictated by rarity, condition, and collector competition. The current value for a superb gem-quality example can confidently reach into the hundreds of dollars. The maximum potential value, however, is projected for those coins residing at the absolute pinnacle of the grading scale. For a 1979 no mint mark 10-cent graded MS68 or higher, a level denoting virtually flawless preservation, the ceiling is significantly elevated. Auction results and private sales for comparable rarities in the Australian decimal series suggest a maximum value in the current market could approach $1,000 to $2,000 for the single finest known examples. This valuation is not speculative fantasy, it is a direct function of supply and demand within a passionate collecting community. The supply of flawless 1979 Canberra 10-cent coins is finite and incredibly small. Every year, new collectors enter the market seeking to complete their sets, applying consistent upward pressure on the prices for these essential condition census pieces. Its role as a series key ensures its relevance and demand will only solidify over time. Considering its future potential, the trajectory appears decidedly positive. As the broader Australian decimal series continues to gain international recognition and appreciation, the key and semi-key dates within it, like the 1979 Canberra 10-cent, stand to benefit disproportionately. Rarity coupled with series significance is a classic formula for long-term appreciation in numismatics. The coin story extends beyond its mint mark. It represents a specific moment of pragmatic decision-making in Australia's economic history, a solution to a production bottleneck that inadvertently created a modern rarity. This historical context adds a layer of intellectual appeal to its financial appeal, making it a coveted piece for the historian collector. Therefore, if you are reviewing a collection and encounter a 1979 10-cent coin, your immediate action must be a meticulous examination. You are searching for the absence of the small PL mint mark above the date. This simple act of identification is the difference between a common coin and a potentially valuable numismatic asset. Handle any promising coin with extreme care, by its edges only. Should you discover a coin without the mint mark, and especially one that appears brilliant and uncirculated, the next step is professional authentication and grading. Submitting the coin to a service like PCGS or NGC will encapsulate it in a sonically sealed holder, affirming its authenticity, assigning its grade, and ultimately, determining its market value. This process transforms an unidentified find into a bankable asset. The thrill of numismatics lies precisely in these discoveries. A coin pulled from an old jar or a forgotten album, when armed with the right knowledge, can reveal itself to be a hidden treasure. The 1979 10-cent coin embodies this possibility perfectly. Its common counterpart exists in the millions, but its rare sibling is a prize waiting for the informed seeker. For the investor, this coin represents an opportunity to acquire a tangible piece of Australian history with a strong, documented numismatic pedigree and a clear path for value growth. It is an asset class insulated from the volatility of paper markets, one that you can hold in your hand, whose story you can share. For the collector, it represents the satisfaction of the hunt and the pride of ownership of a genuine rarity. Owning a high-grade example of the 1979 Canberra 10-cent is a statement of expertise, a centerpiece in a collection that demonstrates a deep understanding of the series' nuances. Do not underestimate the power of specialized knowledge in this field. What appears identical to the untrained eye is, in fact, a world apart. The 1979 10-cent teaches this lesson vividly. Its two versions are separated only by two tiny letters, yet they are separated by a vast gulf in rarity and worth. The question of its value is answered not with a single figure, but with a range defined by knowledge and condition. From a modest premium for a circulated rarity to a four-figure sum for a flawless masterpiece, its potential is real and awaiting realization. The market for such coins is active, documented, and eager. Your journey begins with a closer look. Examine that coin, confirm its origin, and assess its state. You may be in possession of a significant piece of Australia's decimal story, a coin whose value is rooted in a historical anomaly and preserved by chance. The 1979 10-cent stands as a testament to the idea that great treasure often comes in small, unexpected packages, its true worth hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right eye to see it. Second coin, the 1980 Australian 10-cent piece, featuring the mature portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, is a coin that commands a unique and powerful position within the landscape of modern numismatics. Its story is not one of a universal rarity, but of a specific, exceptional, and highly coveted variety that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, creating a fervent demand among a dedicated global collecting community. This coin's history is intrinsically linked to a pivotal year for the Royal Australian Mint, a year of both routine production and an inadvertent creation of a modern legend. To understand its true potential, we must first acknowledge the common reality. The vast majority of the 1980 10-cent coins produced for general circulation were struck in enormous quantities, making them readily available even today in circulated condition. These coins, while holding historical value as artifacts of their time, do not carry a significant premium. However, this broad mintage serves to highlight and contrast the breathtaking rarity of the coin's most celebrated form, a form that was never intended for public hands or pockets. The pinnacle of desire for this date resides exclusively in the realm of proof coinage. In 1980, the Royal Australian Mint produced a limited number of exquisite proof sets, collections of coins struck to the highest possible standard for collectors. These sets contained a proof version of the 10-cent piece, a coin characterized by its flawless, mirror-like background fields and its intricately frosted, sculptural design elements, particularly the magnificent lyrebird reverse crafted by Stuart Devlin. This proof version is a masterpiece of miniature engraving, a coin that captures and reflects light like a piece of jewelry. The critical factor that transforms this proof coin from a beautiful collectible into a numismatic grail is its survival rate in the highest possible condition. Proof coins, by their nature, are delicate. They are susceptible to hairlines, contact marks, and toning from improper handling or storage. A proof coin that has retained its original, pristine state for over 4 decades is an exceptional survivor. The number of 1980 proof 10-cent coins that have been independently graded and certified at the absolute zenith of the condition scale is remarkably, astonishingly low. This is where demand reaches its peak. The audience for a coin of this caliber is not the casual browser, it is the elite collector, the dedicated specialist assembling a top-tier registry set of Australian decimal proof coinage. These individuals are competing not just to own an example, but to own the finest known example. Their pursuit is driven by a desire for perfection, for a coin that represents the mint's artistic and technical achievement in its most undiluted form. This creates a competitive, high-stakes environment for the handful of superior specimens that come to market. The current value for a standard proof 1980 10-cent, perhaps one with minor imperfections or a lower grade, is respectable, often ranging well into the tens or low hundreds of dollars. This in itself is a substantial multiplier on its face value. Yet, this figure is merely the foundation. The maximum value, the prize that motivates the most intense bidding wars, is reserved for the coin that achieves a perfect or near-perfect grade from services like PCGS or NGC. For a 1980 proof 10-cent graded PR68, PR69, or the ultimate PR70 on the 70-point scale, the financial landscape changes entirely. These grades represent a state of preservation that is as close to the moment it left the mint's die as is humanly possible to measure. Auction records for Australian decimal proofs in these celestial grades have shattered expectations, with prices soaring into the thousands of dollars. A maximum value for the single finest 1980 proof 10-cent coin could convincingly reach $4,000 to $6,000 or more in today's market. This valuation is a direct reflection of an immutable economic principle: extreme scarcity meeting intense, specialized demand. The supply of flawless 1980 proof 10-cent coins is functionally fixed, no more will ever be created, and the existing population in top grades is minuscule. Conversely, the number of collectors aspiring to own the best continues to grow as the prestige of the Australian decimal series expands worldwide. Its historical context adds profound weight to its appeal. The year 1980 represents a point of maturity in the decimal system, with the mint refining its proofing techniques. Owning this coin is owning a snapshot of that technical prowess, a symbol of national identity in miniature, preserved in a time capsule of silver-like copper nickel. It was built not for commerce, but for commemoration and to showcase the mint's artistry to the world, a purpose it fulfills with unparalleled elegance. Therefore, the question of its value is unequivocal. In its highest proof form, its value is genuinely high, positioned among the most significant modern Australian decimal coins. Its worth is documented, realized, and consistently reaffirmed in the auction halls where serious collectors convene. The desire to purchase it is palpable and persistent among a niche but financially committed segment of the numismatic world. If you have reason to believe you possess one of these proof coins, perhaps nestled within an original 1980 mint set, your approach must be one of utmost caution. Handle it only by its edges, protect it from any contact, and avoid any attempt to clean or polish it, as this would catastrophically diminish its value. The coin's surface is its soul, it must be preserved exactly as it is. Your definitive action is to seek professional certification. Submitting the coin to a grading service is the only way to translate its visual perfection into a universally understood language of grade and market value. That small plastic holder does not just protect the coin, it authenticates its pedigree and broadcasts its quality to every potential buyer on the planet. The narrative of the 1980 10-cent is a powerful lesson in discernment. It teaches us that within a common date can exist an uncommon treasure, that the pursuit of quality can eclipse the pursuit of quantity. This coin motivates the audience to look beyond the date alone, to understand the hierarchy of minting techniques and the paramount importance of condition. For the collector, securing a high-grade proof of this issue is a career-defining acquisition, a cornerstone of a meaningful collection. For the investor, it represents a tangible asset with a transparent and escalating market, driven by fundamentals of rarity that cannot be inflated away. It is a piece of financial and artistic history combined. So, review your holdings with a new perspective. Look for that telltale mirror finish, the sharpness of detail that seems almost three-dimensional. If you find a coin that matches this description from 1980, you may be holding a key to a vault of significant value. Its story began over 40 years ago on a carefully polished die in Canberra, and its story today is one of relentless pursuit by those who recognize its singular beauty and extreme rarity. The 1980 proof 10-cent is not just a coin, it is a benchmark for excellence, and its market value is a testament to the unwavering desire to possess perfection.